Thanks for listening to the Tech Tools for Teachers podcast, where each week we talk about a free piece or two of technology that you could use in your classroom. I'm your host, Shanna Martin. I'm a middle school teacher, technology coach, and personalized learning coordinator for my district.
And I'm her husband, Fuzz.
/ producer.
Oh, yes. Also, I'm the producer.
And the guy that sits next to me.
I am sitting next to you. We are not at the kitchen counter. Lots of changes in the last 3 months.
Yeah.
Not sitting at the kitchen. Well, just a few, I guess. We're not sitting at the kitchen counter.
Currently.
We're down in my workstation that we've created in the basement, which I find very comfy now. Also.
Yeah, he's been banished to the basement. Not really. You have a windowed office now.
Oh, no.
With a beautiful whiteboard and these fantastic flowers because it's a beautiful garden that's right outside your window that I tend to daily.
Like I'm at eye level with the flowers.
Because he's in the basement.
Yeah, and every day there's like honeybees, bumblebees, rabbits, birds, other bugs. It's kind of peaceful.
Yeah. I appreciate the pictures since you send me text messages from the basement
Well, I'm
upstairs.
on conference calls. I'm like I'm snapping pictures, send them.
Working from home.
Also, little sad news.
Sad news.
Our dog, who used to snore in the background, unfortunately has passed on to doggy heaven.
Yep.
And we miss Alina very much. But
we have the logo that still represents her Lilina. And she was older.
She was older, yeah. She was pushing 11.
Yeah.
So,
our sweet doggy.
She was a great addition to the family. And hopefully someday soon we'll have another little snoring pup to...
or a barking pup, which will be...
to join us in the background.
Challenging.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so here we are. I feel like we left at the end of May.
Yeah.
And now we are at the end of July. Just doing a quick, kind of summer check-in because there's so many things flying around right now. Trying to support teachers and everyone, all districts, and
kind of preparing for everything.
Yeah, and so it's like, hey, I have just a couple little tidbits I've been talking to you about, easy to do kind of things, and I know. I have listeners from all over the world, so some teachers are back and up and running and fully going, and some are starting with online, and some don't know, or some do a combination of both. So it's really just a check-in, like, hey, don't forget all those cool tools that we have talked about throughout the year. Like, I always suggest to my staff, if you need some ideas or you've used something before, going back in the podcast and like, oh, I've done Wakelet before, but here's some cool ideas about Wakelet that I can come back to, or just re-listening to different episodes to kind of support ideas. And a lot of these websites like Pear Deck and Wakelet and Flipgrid, and a lot of those all have really cool summer PD for teachers, like hour-long quick sessions that kind of bring you up to speed on updates they've done, and if you're switching to online learning or doing it more, being comfortable with tools and stuff like that. So so just kind of keeping everything up and running and checking out some stuff. So we have 3 quick sites today, and the first one, I know a lot of teachers already use it, but if you don't, I'm kind of pointing it out. It's called Safe YouTube. A lot of teachers have started creating little virtual classrooms with their Bitmojis. Yep. Some use, like, the Seesaw, they do them through Seesaw. Some people do them through Google Slides. There's a lot of different ways to do them. But I've had teachers come across uploading their own videos, and some teachers aren't used to doing that all of the time. And if you have especially younger clientele, safeyoutube.net is what the site is. So safeyoutube.net. Okay. And what it does is you put the link in, you generate the link, and then it takes away the automatic videos that kick in. So that way, if say a first grader is going to your reading lesson that you created in Screencastify, it's not automatically going to kick to other stuff.
Right.
If you save it to a YouTube link. I know some teachers just save things to their Google Drive, and then they don't have to worry about that as well. But it's a free site. You don't have to register. there's no ads, there's a lot of, takes away the extras, but it also it adds closed captions, and they have like different playback speeds and things like that. So there's adjustments that can be made to your videos as well. But it's a way of creating links to videos that you're using, especially in like your virtual classrooms if students are navigating on their own. And that way then you don't have to worry as much about ads or videos popping up that you are unsure of the content. So that's just something to be aware of. And it's really nice for teachers and for parents. They do obviously not take responsibility for like YouTube videos themselves. Like there's a lot of, they want it to use it with
like,
their own videos, not like
yes,
taking other people's content or anything like that.
Right.
So,
because you get into a bit of trouble when you some content creators make
the money off
that.
So.
Yeah, exactly. But I will say, like, in my world, every so often I will share a YouTube video in a presentation, and because like I'll, for instance, on my free time, I like to watch videos about home gym equipment and also a game called Star Wars Game of Heroes. So I'll get done like showing this like, and here's our, sizzle reel video we made for X, Y, and Z client. And then it'll like roll into like, hey, you want to make 7 stars on the Darth Vader video? Whatever.
We get Luke with the ponytail.
Right, exactly. That's my kid.
Higher.
This is my 16-year-old daughter. No, it's me. It's me about an hour a day, or more.
Or more.
On my free time. That's what I do.
But yeah, so safe YouTube.
It's
it's a way of making sure to kind of keep the content where you want it to be with your students, especially in those virtual classrooms where students are navigating on their own, or any type of flipped environment, just something to be aware of. So
great.
safeyoutube.net is the first one. Our second site, actually, on occasion, I have people kind of reach out to me and say, hey, I got this great website and it might be great for teachers. Or sometimes like, hey, this website's super cool, and try it out. And this one caught my eye because it's created for teachers and it's free. And I know right now everyone is kind of trying to find all of the resources possible. I know also we're all trying to be on kind of summer break and take a break as well. And so the site is called cubeforteachers.com. So CUBE for FOR teachers.com. And what it is it's kind of like it's like a bookmarking type platform. And so what it is, it's been created by teachers for teachers. And it's for teachers to share resources and education related content, websites, useful articles, and everything is so as a teacher, like you create an account, it's completely free, and they kind of make sure that you're a teacher. They don't just say, hey, anybody want to do this? And then what they do is you are able to bookmark your own links. So it's a great way as a teacher to like house all your own information. And you create these, they're like little folders, and it's called like a collection. And so like I can drop all the podcasts that I listen to in one spot. I can put all of the things for online learning in one spot. I can put all the things for like video creation and lessons in one spot. And you house all your articles and your information, all your links. And then it's collaborative. So if you see a teacher says, oh my gosh, they have all these great ideas for online learning, why am I creating my own? Then I can follow that teacher and I can share their resources. So it's really nice. You can search, and it's organized by like a kind of region, district, area. And then also, like soon they're in the midst of creating collaborative folders. So it's kind of cool where then teachers will be able to share with and work with like other teachers in your district. Like let's load everything into one spot. So Cube for Teachers, it's pretty easy to use. You just log yourself in, and then you just start saving your stuff. And you can go through and you can search by teacher name, by topic area, and find other teachers that have shared things on educational technology or shared things on, whatever else you want to, like a science. I need hands-on science experiments with, like that I can build on a cart because I'm traveling between classrooms or those types of things. So Cube for Teachers, again, is like a global network with all kinds of resources and educators. And it's just educators sharing with other educators, which I thought was great because right now I think we're all gathering all kinds of ideas because you like to know what somebody else has tried and hear the good and the bad about it. So check it out. Cube for Teachers. It's got a lot of cool resources. And even if you don't want to share or save a bunch of stuff, you can look to see what other teachers have shared, which is kind of cool. So I was going through, like, some teachers just have an account created, but I know that they've gone through and found other research and other articles and cool sites and stuff from other teachers. So teachers sharing with teachers. I always appreciate that.
Yeah. Isn't that what we're doing right now?
It is. Free things for teachers.
Yes.
The more you share.
That you can use in your classroom or your living room.
Or your basement.
Or anywhere.
You can use these resources.
Some of these will help you be able to use the resources that you would normally use in your classroom in your basement.
Right.
Living room.
Or kitchen counter.
I've worked in the garage.
You have this summer,
but
since
now
you're spending lots of quality
now
time
I'm
here
comfortable
too.
in our little corner that we have down in the basement for me.
Yeah.
I got my whiteboard behind me. That's all I really need. My whiteboard, my standing desk.
That's always the biggest thing. I feel like we might do an episode coming up here in the fall about digital whiteboards.
Oh, yes.
We'll just spend a whole day on it because there's so many of them and different uses for different subject areas and content areas, and everyone has a favorite. And I could give you about 10 of them.
I can't tell you about one.
You should wait for the episode.
Yes, but I can't. I'm going to just tease it right now. This is called teasing in the radio world. I got to do a in-depth beta test with a brand that I can't tell you about. However, I will say that we've talked about it before, and they're rolling out a digital whiteboard, and it looks awesome and has so much more involved.
But we can talk about it in the fall.
That's all I'm going to tell you about right now.
Big secrets.
Cliffhanger!
Nice. On that note, one more quick mention.
Yes.
I have some of our dear ESL teachers that are out there that are trying to help support students that are speaking different languages, and supporting those students in a digital environment can be difficult, and there's only so many like videos and it's more difficult when we have our ESL kids that are trying to understand the content along with like the various language barriers and things like that. So the website is called idialogue.com. idialogue.com. And what's cool about iDialogue is you sign up for free, and as a teacher you can sign your students up to it. And what it does is it connects teachers and students from around the world to collaborate with each other. So there's videos with students at various levels, because you can pick if they're at a beginner level, intermediate, advanced. And then there's videos and challenges and debates, and it's video based. It's then closed captioned, and there's all kinds of ways as a teacher that you can interact with other teachers and students around the world. So it connects students. And a lot of times, I know I've talked to some of like our ESL teachers where it just feels like the content can sometimes feel childish or it doesn't feel authentic.
Yep.
And this site focuses on authentic debates and authentic discussions with students from around the world. So it's really a cool sharing space where they can connect with other students. They can talk about what's going on in their community. They explore the world. And then they collect badges and all that kind of stuff too. And so it's just a really like easy way, and it's a safe, because it's teachers connecting with other teachers to connect.
Yeah.
And and practice authentically. So iDialogue. iDialogue is it's a focus for our ESL teachers, and it's to increase student motivation through collaboration. So definitely check that out. Something over the summer kind of putts with. I know that everything gets thrown on us, it's September, a lot of us. So that would be something kind of play around with. And even if you aren't an ESL teacher, exposing your students to it and just kind of checking it out. It's a really cool site with a lot of cool information to offer. So,
great. Awesome.
I definitely think that it was a cool discovery I came across. So yeah.
Excellent.
So those are just a few things to kind of check in, just a little summer check-in, see how everyone's doing. Here's a few things. Go dig back through the old stuff, kind of check out maybe something you want to try out this year.
Right.
And later in August, we will definitely start charging in with all the new, who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So,
well, we'll have lots of time to show prep here.
Yes.
In the
I have
basement.
all the whiteboard things to share too.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, but anyway, so we had Safe YouTube, Cube for Teachers, and iDialogue today. Plenty more to come in the future. I hope everyone is well. Definitely take care. Thanks for tuning in. This has been the Tech Tools for Teachers podcast. If you ever have any questions, you can find me on Twitter @SmartNWI or on Facebook. And if you want to get more information on the links to the technology discussed this episode, you can visit smartnwi.com or email me at techtoolsforteacherspodcast@gmail.com. New episodes each week. Thanks for listening. Go educate and innovate.
Let me see if I still have this memorized. The ideas and opinions expressed on this podcast and the Smart NWI website are those of the author, Shanna Martin, and not of her employer. Prior to using any of the technologies discussed on this podcast, please consult with your employer regulations. This podcast offers no guarantee that these tools will work for you as described, but we hope they do. We hope you're safe and doing well. Be kind to each other, and we'll talk to you again real soon.